it's Jessii Vee, and I feel so bright today with my suns. Just a very happy shirt. Alright guys, so I know I keep bringing this up in the past like 2 videos, but for those of you who haven't known about this yet, I have actually moved. I'm in a different house now. And because we have no furniture here, it is very, very echoey. Echo! I've done that in every video. So it's probably gonna be like this for the next few videos. I'm so sorry if the audio is super weird, but my voice is bouncing off of all the walls and I can't control it. Alright, so in today's video, we're gonna be talking about some very creepy and banned vintage kids toys. Now, I've done so many other videos on this topic, and the reason I keep making them is because there's so many to talk about. As you can tell by the title of this video though, the first toy we're gonna be talking about is Baby Laugh-A-Lot. Some of you may have heard of her before, and if you have never heard of her, ooh, you're in for a treat. In 1970, Remco made the Baby Laugh-A-Lot. She's 16 inches tall with a plastic head and soft plush body that would not stop laughing. And what's even creepier is that they designed her to have her mouth wide open and you can see her like teeth poking out and she laughs. One of the very first commercials ever that aired about this doll scared so many people, and because of this, it was actually taken off the air shortly after. I wish I could show you the commercial, but I can't because of copyright purposes, but listen, if you go on Google and type in Baby Laugh-A-Lot commercial, you'll find it. It shows these 2 girls watching this doll laugh hysterically, and because the doll is laughing, they start laughing, and then there's this man's voice narrating the commercial and he starts laughing. So it's literally bizarre. It's like this doll causes everyone else in the commercial to laugh with it. Even the narrator of this video can't stop laughing. He's like, haha, bye Baby Laugh-A-Lot. You won't stop laughing. And that does not sound pleasant to me. Some people have even said that this commercial is cursed, and after watching it, you cannot stop laughing maniacally. So if you want uncontrollable laughter, watch this ad. And the thing is, they didn't even give her this cute little laugh. She sounds exactly like Chucky. You know Chucky from the horror movies, that scary doll that attacks people? That is what she sounds like. And if you ask me, she kind of looks like Chucky too. Like, cut her hair shorter, add some freckles, she is the female version of Chucky. Who knows, maybe that's where they got the inspiration from the movie. Now, obviously, they don't sell this doll anymore, but sometimes you can find it on Etsy, eBay, Amazon, and people are like reselling their old Baby Laugh-A-Lots. And if you look at these prices, people are selling them for like $200, $300, $500. It obviously depends on the doll's condition, but a lot of the time they say the doll won't stop laughing. Like literally, they take the batteries out and it still laughs. This doll was very popular back in its time, and they completely sold out on multiple occasions. But it wasn't long before people started returning it because they would hear her terrifying laughter throughout the house at night. She would just turn on multiple times at random times of the night when people were trying to sleep. And what was worse is when the batteries were low, she would make this creepy low-pitched laughing sound. She's basically the doll version of Tickle Me Elmo, because Tickle Me Elmo did the exact same thing. He would laugh at random times, his batteries would run low, and he would sound scary. So her and Elmo, same thing. Let's talk about an eBay disaster. There was this one story about a man who bought a vintage Baby Laugh-A-Lot for his daughter from eBay. She had heard about this toy before, she was very intrigued by it, so she really wanted to buy one secondhand. Now, the description of this eBay listing said that this doll could sometimes be a handful. And the father kind of just ignored that description because he didn't really know what it meant. Like, how can an inanimate object be a handful, right? Like, dolls don't do anything, they just sit there. Well, soon after it was delivered, he noticed that it would start laughing at random times of the day without anyone pressing the button. But what was weirder was that he noticed she'd only laugh when something bad happened to him and his family. So the first time that ever happened, he stubbed his toe in the kitchen, and she was in the other room and started laughing as soon as he stubbed his toe. So obviously he's like crouched over in pain and she's laughing in the other room. The next thing that happened was the cat got out of the house and ran ran away, so the kids started putting together these missing cat posters. Finally, they got a call from someone that said they found the cat at the side of the road. Obviously, it got hit by something, it wasn't alive, and as soon as they got that phone call, the dolls started maniacally laughing. That's horrible. Then the oldest son got a rejection letter from a college he really wanted to go to, and as soon as he opened that letter and read it, she was laughing. So they started to see this horrible pattern and realized this doll was definitely a problem, so they got rid of it. But I read this article online and I was like, what? No one wants to own a doll that laughs when you're like in pain or going through something. All right, let's move on to some other very strange vintage toys. The next one is called the Bones family. They're kind of like Legos, except you build people that look like skeletons. They are these tall, creepy, Lego-like people that are so skinny that they're literally called bones. So this toy comes with a series of family members, and their names are Skinny Sister, Ginny Bones, Ham Bones, their dog, and the horse. Okay. Unfortunately, they've been difficult to find ever since the manufacturer released a recall notice. I actually remember that one of my aunts had these in her toy box when I was very little and went to visit her, and they're really tall, like especially when you're a little kid. These things are like your size, and they just don't look natural, guys. They look like Jack Skellington, and I love Jack Skellington, but I don't like it in a toy version. Next, we have the Ondine swimming dolls. These things are gonna be in my nightmares for years. Toy maker Ellie Martin was terrified of water as a child, so in 1878, he created these wind-up dolls that would float and swim around in the water. He was hoping that these dolls would make kids less afraid of going swimming, and I feel like that idea is very sweet, and I commend him for trying to do that. But if my mom threw this thing into the water and was like, look Jess, the doll is swimming, you can too, I'd be like, nope, and I would run away and never want to swim again. I mean, the way their arms and legs are bending looks so unnatural, and they come in so many different styles, and some parents would even get them custom made to look like their kid. No thank you. Imagine your parents bringing this home with your face on it and they throw it and they're like, go swimming. All right, next we have the Crimson Terror. Not only is the Crimson Terror quite the terror, it was a kit. So you had to put it together yourself and manufacture your own haunting. So they were literally like monsters in boxes. So you would buy them, put them together, and like be haunted by them. Cool. Then we have what was called Crandall's Acrobats. Now these are probably the oldest things on the list. Crandall's Acrobats are from 1867, and back in that time, clowns and acrobats and shows like that were very popular. That was like people's forms of entertainment. So these little dolls came in pieces. They had their arms, legs, torsos, and heads in different boxes. So you had to like put them together and play with them, and a lot of the times when kids were playing with them, they would fall apart, their head would fall off, pieces would go everywhere. It was just, they're very strange to look at. Then we have a toy that was called Hugo, a man of many faces. And like for some reason, this one is the scariest one to me on the list. He was a blank-faced, lifelike half man that came with different accessories like wigs, facial hair, glasses, warts, moles, etc. So basically you got to put together your own like man. So he was like a blank face that you got to create. It's an interesting idea, I guess, but something about him, like looking into his eyes and his face, he looks like he hates life. Like he looks like he's internally in pain. And like there's different pictures of people putting him in different places around the house and like creeping people out. There's something about this dude, this toy. I don't like it. And lastly, we have what was called the doll with two faces. This is just so unnecessary. You guys know I just did a video on Edward Mordrake, which was an urban legend about a man who had a face on the front and a face on the back. And they made the toy version of this in 1920. One side of the face was a baby smiling and the back of the head was another face of the baby crying. There's nothing more terrifying than this. I guess it was supposed to allow kids to like decide what emotion their baby was feeling. So if the baby was crying, you turn the head one way. If he was laughing, you turn it the other way. No, it's just so weird. A lot of these vintage toys just scare me so much, and I can't believe they were real things. So if you guys want me to do other videos about this stuff, definitely give this video a thumbs up because there's so many more I could talk about, and if I missed any really good ones, definitely comment them down below. But that is the end of today's video. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye! Bye.